And welcome back to The Dish with Chase and Ben. I'm Chad, and this is Crispin.
I'm Crispin.
Ew-wee.
That movie should be on a, what's that called? Honorable mention list.
Perhaps. Maybe later.
Another, if you just want some extra credit, you guys should watch the movie You're Next by somebody. I don't know. I was going to say it was like an album
Ludwig
or something.
van Beethoven.
Ludwig. It's a great movie, but it's not the movie we're
Today
talking
we're
about
going to be
today.
talking about the movie Dark Skies.
Remember when I said let's not talk over
Today
each
when
other?
we're gonna, what?
Oops.
What'd you say?
Oops.
What'd you say?
Oops.
Oh.
What are we talking about, Chase?
We're talking about the movie Dark Skies today. It's a wonderful movie. It's only streaming on AMC Plus, though.
Which
I
is
don't know
obviously...
who has that? I own
Yeah.
the movie, but
Not the way we watched it.
you could rent it or you could buy it on Amazon for probably like $10.
I think we talked about it last week. You can only rent it on iTunes. You can't buy it on iTunes, and it's $4. So
Okay, so not bad.
it was really weird.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's a crisp hour and 37 minutes.
that's
like
like
to
the
know.
best. That's the best amount of time for a scary-ish movie or like a thriller. Is
We say it every week. I want an
Hour and a
hour and a half movie. I want to sit down. I want to be
Movies are
spooked.
so
and I
long
want to
now.
be done.
They're just so damn long,
Dude.
It's crazy.
What movie just came? Oh, King Kong came on this morning. It was 3 hours and 6 minutes, and I said, I'm not going to do that.
Which one was that one? Is that the King Kong like and
With
like
Peter
King of
Jackson.
the
The new one.
Yeah, okay. There's that one with Jack Black, and that one's good.
That one. It's that one.
Oh, that one's really
Yeah,
good.
Peter Jackson directed it.
Oh, that's why it's 3 hours.
Exactly.
Piotr Jackson.
Peter Jackson also directed the only 5-hour-long movie that I would ever watch, which
Right.
is Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King.
Lord of
extended
the
cut.
Rings. Yes.
Lara Croft.
Those are
Ring
good movies, too. Tomb
Explorer.
Raider. Those are good movies.
I watched that movie for the first time at my pastor's house when I
Pastor.
was babysitting his kids. Shout out Pastor Schultz. Same last name, no relation.
Yeah, right, dude. You guys are brothers.
In Christ.
You guys are brothers.
Bread brother.
Bread brothers. Anyways.
You want to hit us with a summary of the movie?
Yeah, we can hit it with a summary. Summary is the Barrett family's peaceful suburban life is rocked by an escalating series of disturbing events. They come to learn that a terrifying and deadly force is after them, one which may have arrived from beyond the stars. The stars. It's from beyond the stars. You know, it's cool because that movie, it kind of starts off, like, if you didn't know anything about the movie, it starts off, like, just, like, showing you, like, the family itself. Like you don't know what's going to happen. The family's kind of like, the dad's, like, laid off or something. He doesn't have a job.
Yeah, he's in between working.
He's a frickin' loser.
Frickin' loser.
He is a loser, but we'll get into that later.
Yes.
You know, they, like, are cutting back on their money, you know, all that jazz.
Yeah.
And then, like, things start, like, just randomly happening. But, like, I saw this movie, like, before you, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
when did it
Like
come out?
every
When
movie
did it
in the
come out?
world.
In 13, you said? Yeah.
2013.
So probably,
yeah.
like, around that time. So literally
Yeah.
10 years ago while I
Gross.
watched it. And I didn't know anything about the movie going into it. So when I first started watching this movie, I thought it was, like, a, possibly a poltergeist kind of. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Woo.
it's
Woo.
tough because the movie starts off, you don't know if it's a slasher, you don't know if it's like aliens, ghosts,
Yeah,
a
things are just
demon.
happening.
There's so many things that it could be, like just like the start. Basically, like, so starting it off, yeah, you kind of meet the family. Dad's unemployed. The mom is like struggling as a real estate agent.
Yeah.
There's two kids that obviously aren't pulling their worth.
Yeah.
Jesse and Sammy.
She's a terrible salesman. She doesn't know how to sell a house.
She literally talked a couple out of buying.
Yeah,
a
she's like,
house from
you
her.
could do better than this. It's
You
like,
could do
oh, how honorable. Your family's going to starve now.
Yeah. While I'm a salesperson and I push.
She freaks out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets, like, crazy. But the cool thing is that it starts, like, little tiny baby things. Because it's like, people, like, at first it's, like, food, like, in the middle of the night, like, the refrigerator's open and there's, like, food all over the ground. And there's, like, a huge trail to the door and the door's open. And it's like, okay, because this could be, like, a raccoon.
Yeah, literally like a deer came in and went through your fridge. Like,
An unhoused person.
Very true. It could be anybody.
It could be anything.
I don't know why we did that.
And so you don't think anything of it, and then like dishes start getting stacked weird.
That was the creepy one.
Yeah. And then,
very like a la Paranormal Activity, where they just like wake up and look in the kitchen, and it's like every single dish is like stacked neatly but wildly,
Like,
and like
not a
different
human would
heights.
be able
No,
to
it was
yeah.
very like
Not without making noise and like
so gross.
It was wild. And like those kind of things too, like you still are not sure. That's like not I feel like that's not an alien thing typically.
No.
Like so I was like, okay, like they have a fucking demon in their house.
Yeah,
or
there's
a
demon
ghost
or a
or something
ghost.
crazy like that.
Ghost and ghouls.
Ghouls. And I would say that at first they weren't like even like attacks, they were like happenings.
No, the
things just happen.
Like this
You know what
is
I mean?
weird.
Like, yeah.
This is odd. The
The
family's like,
pictures
okay, what the
disappear.
heck?
Like they have
Yeah.
like their pictures like you know, like they have framed pictures all over the place, and like they're when they get up in the morning from like crazy stuff happening, like then the picture are just like
All the
stark
pictures
white.
are gone. Yeah,
Yeah, they're just like
Ew,
white.
That's so gross. There's a lot of like watching this movie. You're just like, ew, that just feels so gross, like down to my core. It's like I don't like that. If that happened in my house, I'd be going. Yeah.
But then it gets like really gross though.
Yeah, that like it kind of moves from like being just weird to the house. It's like weird to the family, and it
Yeah.
kind of happens to everybody pretty evenly.
Sure.
Like the dad just starts like sleepwalking out of the house.
Dude, he like sleepwalks out of the house, but then like she goes like, "What's going on?" And then his nose just starts like bleeding.
Yeah, he's just like
everywhere.
saying
Like,
there,
it's
just
like
boom.
ugh.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just having a hard time.
Yeah, gross, dude.
The mom is like showing this house that she keeps trying to sell to this couple, and out of nowhere she just goes like catatonic, walks to the back door, and just starts beating her head against the door as I hit my nose on my microphone. And like it kind of like plays it where she like immediately wakes up in her bed, and we're like, okay, she just had like a bad dream.
Yeah.
Her boss called her and was like, what the fuck did you just do? Like I just had a couple like complain and said they don't want to work with you anymore. She's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you showed them a house this morning. She checks her watch and it's the fucking middle of the afternoon, and she just like lost 3 hours of her day.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird. The older son Jesse, he's like out, and that's my foot. That's Tato. Tato laid on my foot.
Can you not step on my dog for the
I'm
second
gonna
time
try
today?
not
Thank
to.
you.
I can't promise anything. He
guy's an
asked me
animal
to the
abuser.
first time. Don't ever say
Yeah,
that.
he is.
Jesse, the older son, he's out in the woods, and his friend is like fucking around with him, and Jesse just has like, you know, another like, you know, experience where was he like levitating, or is he just like standing there like freaking out? His eyes roll back into his head. He's just like
He
having a
doesn't
hard
levitate.
time.
He just is like,
he's just like bah.
He does like
wild.
a stigmata kind of thing. He's like,
Okay, this isn't stigmata.
stigmata.
Like piercing your hands is stigmata.
Piercing.
Just because you're
no, they're
in
like
the
they're
shape
not, you
of
don't
a
pierce
cross.
your hands. They're like spontaneous. They're like spontaneous holes. They just like are there. You just like wake up and you're like, nah. And your
That's-
hands are like,
That's Catholicism. I don't
Ask
know.
your pastor. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
He knows
He
what's
would
up.
know what
He knows
stigmata
what's up.
is.
Yeah,
He's listening.
he's into that kind
What's
of
up,
voodoo.
Pastor
kind of
A?
stuff. Pastor A for Anthony.
No.
For Arthur. For Anglo-Saxon.
I actually don't know how to pronounce his last name.
For Anglo-Saxon.
I don't remember how to pronounce his last name, but when he does chapel with the kids at our school, he has them call him Pastor on the jet ski. I think it's Andrzejewski. But he has the kids say on the jet ski, and it makes me laugh.
He'd be wearing Oakleys on that jet ski, though.
He probably would. He is an Oakley's dad,
Yeah.
for sure. He's also a dad. Congratulations.
Woo! Pastor A.
We're just shouts out to Pastor A.
Pasture. Pastoral.
But yeah, so Jesse has a hard time, stigmata or whatever, but not really.
That movie's
And
not
then Sammy, little boy Sammy, he also has a situation where he runs out of
Sammy's
the house.
really small, though. Sammy's like... He's
younger-
like 8.
I think he's
He's like
younger than
7.
that.
He's like 7.
yeah, 6 or
He's
7.
like 7.
Yeah,
Because he's like old enough to like... No,
he's old
like-
enough to be
he's
like his
7.
own person.
Yeah, he's like 7.
But there's like a random point where they're like at a public pool and he starts taking his shirt off and he just has bruises all over.
Like he
his
looks like
body.
somebody beat the piss out of him.
Yeah,
like
dude.
it was, and they're like they see it, and then the lady's like, oh, because it's his mom's friend that takes him to the pool, so she's just like totally shocked. She's like, oh my god,
shit, what my
and
friend
she
do?
like takes him back to the house, and like you can see it in her face, she's like, you're a pedophile,
no
or whatever.
You
You know what I'm
beat
talking
kids.
about. They do too.
Not all the time. Let's not have this conversation right now.
I'm just saying. She thinks
She thinks that they're
lowly of
beating
him.
him.
She thinks lowly of
Yeah,
him.
they're beating the heck out of him. Because, I mean, he's a little kid with bruises all over him. What are you to expect? Ooh, my brand new Apple Watch is just a touch too tight on my wrist.
Oh, Ben got a new Apple Watch today.
I have a really hard time.
You should wear it on your ankle like an anklet.
That's exactly what Megan told me to do last night, and I almost wrecked the car.
Yeah, she's a fart smeller. That makes sense. A smart feller, get it? She's a fart smeller.
My sister neither smells farts nor is a smart feller. She's a smart
That's
lady.
hurtful.
She's a smart lady. She's not a feller.
Okay, well.
I want to chew on the. Do you ever get like the urge to just chew on your microphone?
I do sometimes when you're talking. I'll be like this. Just get on there. Ew. I pee on yours.
ASMR.
Just so you know.
I don't
Just
like
like 2 or 3
going.
times a night.
Hey Chase, I have a question for you.
What's up?
What would you do in this specific situation if you were at home with your family and like this wild shit starts happening? Like, what would you assume was happening? You wake up
In this situation, at this juncture in the movie, I would think we had a ghost. Or some sort of like we were on like an Indian burial ground or like something weird like that.
Yeah.
And I would most likely start. I would start with like your standard ghost recon equipment.
Oh,
I would put up cameras with night vision. I would get like those like the film cameras with the flash, where like you get the beam and it comes out and the film comes out. So
like
because you could because you can like sometimes that'll capture things.
The little ghost particles.
Right, exactly.
And stuff, yeah.
I would do like that kind of thing for a minute, for a second, for like a week, and like depending on how it went down, then I would like be like, okay, I would probably realistically, I would probably move.
Like move, or would you stay at a hotel for a second?
Maybe I would go up north or something for like an Airbnb situation.
Yeah.
And like if it just stopped, then we would move.
We need to get property up north
Yeah, that'd be good.
for this specific situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just bringing it back to Pastor A, I would bring him in so fast. I'd be like, hey, there's some wild stuff happening at my house. I need you to like nip it in the bud, dude. I need you to get rid of all this.
What if he wasn't equipped to deal with it?
He is equipped to deal with it. He literally went to school to do it.
To do exorcisms?
Yeah, they teach exorcisms in the Lutheran Church.
Do you think he has like a really cool like utility belt that he puts like holy water, like little like glass? They're like
a Batman belt,
like Blades belt that has like those like cool like you know what I'm talking about?
like the garlic bullets.
Yeah, he would have like those, but they would have like holy water in them
water.
and stuff, and he would like it would be in like a little needle, and he could jab it into the person's neck, and he'd be like, "Power of Christ."
That's absolutely what I expect. No, I would just have him come over to my house and pray over
He
the
puts like
house.
like a special headband on that he ties in the back.
That is Pastor A energy if I've ever seen it.
See that. I could see that.
No, I would tell him, I'd be like, listen, dude, I need you to come over. I need you to pray over every room in this house. Because
Yeah.
I've had wild stuff, not to this extent, but I've had like scary stuff like this happen. I've talked about it on the podcast before. I don't know what episode, but it's happened. And I had somebody pray over the room that I was in, and it went away, and it was
Yeah.
great. It works wonders.
I would sage it like a lot. I would say I hate sage, but I would sage it.
Sage.
Shit. I would sage it.
I don't think I would do that.
I would move probably though. Realistically though, yeah,
I'm
I would
out.
just move. But yeah,
I'm not into confrontation. I'm just getting up and going.
yeah, because and that's the other thing that like
You would go up north. You wouldn't go to like my house or your mom's house. You would just go up north. You'd like not work for a week.
I would just go away. Yeah, I would just go away.
I got to go away. Big yawn.
You would have to do that too, because like there would be the off chance, there'd be the very, very slight chance someone was fucking with you, or like
Yeah,
messing
it
with
was
you.
like an actual person.
So I
doing
wouldn't
it.
tell anyone I was leaving. I would just like take time off.
You wouldn't
and
even
I
tell
would
me?
go. No, dude, I don't trust you at all.
I would never do something like this to you.
Right.
I would never do something like this to anybody. Nana keeps staring into the living room, and I'm like, great, now we have a ghost in here too.
Nana is an angel.
Nana, can you protect us?
No, she can't.
Thanks, babes.
Nobody can.
She can.
Anyways, so
Anyways.
the thing that I do want to mention really briefly, though, is like
Go
for the
ahead, bro.
first period of this movie, nothing is happening to the husband at first,
Yeah.
and he like gaslights his wife. Like
Gaslights
pretty
the
much,
dickens out
like,
of her.
It's like honestly like disheartening, because it's like, how could you possibly think somebody is crazy that you have like 2 kids with, and like it just is like weird. Like I would not, like I might be like at first I'd be like, okay, like let's just. I wouldn't think they were crazy, but I'd be like, all right, let's set up cameras. Let's like let's just check this out first. I wouldn't be like super like condescending, but I would be like, we need to make sure that this is actually happening because I believe in stuff like that. So I don't think it would be outlandish. But then, like, over time, like, I would be like, okay, yeah, this is 100%, like, we need to figure this out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's the thing. I think his reaction is more of, like, a place of fear. Like, he is not a strong, confident person. So, like, his partner's like, this is happening, and he would rather be like, you're wrong. Like, stop this. Like, this is not okay. Don't think like this.
This isn't a possibility.
Yeah, which is, like, anything can happen, you know?
Yeah, then I don't like that. But anyways,
he's a jerk.
He gets all messed up because he has the nosebleed thing, and he, like, walks out, and then, like, the kids are all messed up, and one of the kids, like, he's got brand marks on him, right? So, like, and they're like little, like, they almost look like little crop circle designs.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Skin. Yeah.
There's
like
just
when
like
you zoom into them with like a microscope.
Yeah, everybody's just getting messed up.
They're just getting totally
point.
messed up. Like it's become like happenings to like slowly like people happening to like attacks to them, and then like full blown like now they're getting like violent. With them, right? So like
it went from attacking the house to attacking the kids.
This is probably happening too in like the span of like a week and a half. It feels like, right? Like they're not.
Oh
it's
no,
not like
it's
birthdays
quick.
Passed or anything like that. Yeah, like so
it's
quick,
like
pretty quick, right? Anyways, so like at this point, like the dad starts actually taking it seriously and doing like what I just said, right? Like,
Yeah,
but that's fair.
Exactly.
And then I think then that's how then I'm like, okay, cool. Anyways, circling back, how would you feel about this? Would you do the same like as me, or what would you think?
No, like I said, I would immediately get my pastor in there, like you need to pray over.
But would you? No, I'm saying like, would you put like cameras in your house and like?
I mean, I already have cameras in my house, so like I would just like.
Would you think it was like a ghost, or would you think it was like a demon?
Demon.
Okay, you wouldn't think it was like a spirit in there, like a Insidious or not Insidious, like the Conjuring situation.
No, I as a person, I don't believe in like ghosts.
Sure,
I believe in angels and demons.
Okay,
because I've experienced both, and I'm like, yep, that's what it is. Like there aren't ghosts, there aren't people who have died that are like trapped on this earth. That is not what I believe.
Sure.
So I would immediately say like, okay, cool. There's this phenomenon in like new churches that like have no backbone, and they're just kind of like they have like nothing really to say.
Shots fired. Pastor A, shots fired.
Not Pastor A. I go to a like a very traditional church.
Tradish. You call it trad, I'm assuming, right?
Trad.
Very good.
Where like they say Daddy God, and I hate it. So I'd be like,
inappropriate.
I would call upon Daddy God.
Zaddy God, come down.
Oh my gosh, I hate that.
Daddy God.
Daddy God.
He's wearing a loincloth for sure, I can tell.
We're stopping this conversation.
All right, cool.
So I would just call my pastor and be like, yeah, you need to come over here. I would do everything to protect myself if it were a physical person, i.e. cameras,
sure,
weapons,
okay.
like preparing myself for somebody to be in my house.
Yeah.
And then for the other side, my eternal soul, I would have my pastor come in, and I would have him.
Okay, fine.
He'd come in and say, cut that shit out.
I feel you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You probably would also have, because their like alarm gets tripped a lot. Because like
theirs
does.
I was
so they like keep calling the police, and the police are like, "Fuck." Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. The police officer
the single police officer that helps out and does literally nothing
is kind of a piece of crap. So he's like, and he keeps saying like he's like, you know, it can't be anything but somebody in the house.
Yeah.
So like he's like blaming their kids and stuff, like,
which is wild.
Which they're like having strokes and stuff.
Yeah, they're having like conniptions. You know what I mean? He's like, kids will be kids.
Yeah, so like the police
you're worthless.
are not super helpful, and like so then they start doing their parent research. You know, like they go to the cut scene where they're like on the computer together, and there's like articles of newspaper that's all that kind of stuff, and then they like come across like this guy that happens to be the wonderful actor J.K. Simmons.
Love him.
If you don't know him, then you're doomed. I don't even care.
That's,
look it up. Look it up. Dude.
I can't remember what his name is in Spider-Man.
We're not gonna. Don't give it to him. Don't because if they don't know him, dude.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man. He's also the dad in Juno.
You just couldn't help yourself.
And
idiot.
that's his magnum
You just couldn't
opus.
help yourself.
I can't. Sometimes it hits me.
So they find this guy because he's like an expert on aliens, supposedly.
Yeah.
And like they meet him at his house, and he's got like 57 cats. And
He does have a bunch of cats, but
Yeah.
more uncomfortable than that, he has a wall of missing children
Right.
posters.
because he's a kidnapper. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's like, these are all the kids I got.
He's crazy.
Crazy,
No,
man.
but anyway, so like he chats with them, and it's kind of interesting because like when he asks them about what's going on in their house, he kind of has like a questionnaire,
Yeah.
right? And then he's like asking them questions, and he's like, actually, I don't remember. What does he ask them? He asked them.
He asked them like basically everything that's happening. He's like, has there been weird things in the house that you can't explain? Has anything physically
Have you
happened
lost
to you guys?
time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like-
have you lost time? Have you like, just like all of the things that's happened to them? And then the piece de resistance, what he asked them,
yeah,
he's like, do you have any like wounds on your body
or
that you-
allergies.
Yeah, like allergic reactions or anything on your body that you can't explain. And throughout the movie, the dad has been like itching behind his ear.
and it's like a rash. You see?
Yeah,
it.
they look
Yeah.
behind his ear and there's this rash. And then J.K. Simmons' character is like, oh, yeah, I have the same thing. I tried to cut it out of me, but it burrowed deeper.
Yeah,
and
in
he
his
shows
head.
this giant, gnarly scar in the back of his ear. It turns out it's like an alien tracker.
Yeah, and it also like is what makes them like all messed up in their heads.
Yeah.
too.
So he's like,
Yeah.
yep, it's
So
definitely
like if you try to
aliens.
remove this thing, it just keeps going deeper into your head. I'm assuming it would eventually just kill you then. Like it would go into your
Yeah.
brain and kill you, which is like super disgusting and scary.
So
and gross.
vile.
Oh god, dude, that is so.
That's kind of the grossest part of this movie.
that would give me so much
Foreign
anxiety.
objects in your
Yeah.
body.
So basically, what he says though, and this is what's messed up the most to me personally, is like, he's like, yeah, basically, yep, you won the unlucky lottery, like they, that they're aliens in your house, and they're like, oh my god, like what can we do, and like, whatever. And he's like, they probably already, they're going to take one person, basically.
Yeah.
They've already probably chosen this person. It was probably like the first person that they interacted with, like whenever in the beginning, like, they started showing interest in you.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. So then, like, he just kind of, the way that he says it, he essentially says, like, this is just kind of how it's going to be. There's no like
there's no like
like you can try really hard, right? Like, and you can do whatever to defend yourselves, and maybe it'll be too hard for them, and they'll just move on to a different family. But like that's not necessarily. I would say it's unlikely. That's how it's made him sound. It was bleak. It was like
he's
bleak.
so
he was bleak
bleak,
about it. Yeah,
which
he was
I
bleak
get
about it.
because he's just a realist. But it's like
it's just
oof,
how it
dude.
is. Yeah, like it's just how it is, right?
Yeah.
Like so, so that's how that is. And I think that like the thing that like bothered me about it too, because like of course, and this is like a human thing, and I think it was cool that they did this in the movie. But the wife, when he says that, she's like, why us? Like, why are we so special?
Yeah.
And he's like, you aren't. Like, there's nothing special about you. Like, they don't like it. They're just like, I think he compared it to like a rat in a lab. Like, how they don't know, they wouldn't know why we chose them either. And there's no reason why we chose that rat. It was just a rat, right? Like,
It's just the luck of the draw.
right. So like, and it was kind of just like how you compared it to
The Strangers.
The Strangers,
Yeah,
yeah.
the movie The Strangers at the end. Another great movie that you should watch that we're not covering this year, but it's basically this like trio of people shows up and just starts fucking with this couple at this like really remote house, and they finally get into the house, they tie them all up, and they're like, "Ha, we got you." And then the victims, Liv Tyler, goes like, "Why are you doing this to us? Like, what did we do? What is going on? Why is this happening to us?"
Yeah.
And one of the people that broke in just goes, "You were home.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing this because you were here."
Yeah. It was just like wrong
It's an
place at the wrong
opportunistic,
time.
like,
yeah.
And that
that's
is
how
the
it
worst.
Yeah, it's just how life is. It's messed up, but it's true. It is that way though. It is that way. For real.
Oh gosh, it's just so uncomfy.
But yeah, so that's like where the movie starts like getting interesting, really interesting.
Well, it just kind of like
too.
everything comes to a head, and it kind of brings to light like, okay, this is basically what's happening. Like, these are aliens. This is what's happening. Really, the only solace that J.K. Simmons gives is like, try to make it as difficult for them as possible to take one of you, and
Sure.
maybe you can get away.
Right.
Which is just like like fight like hell and maybe you'll be good.
Yeah.
Which is so gross.
But yeah, it's just so bleak.
Ugh.
That being said,
They fight like
do you think that you would trust somebody like that guy? And like, would you like, I don't know, like the things that he's saying, like I feel, because he also like is like there's 3 types of aliens, like when he does
he
that.
starts going really
And
weird.
he's like,
into it.
there's like the insectoids and like the reptilians and stuff. Would you be like, this dude is like, you know, this dude is
110%.
special.
I'm a
Like,
hater,
he's
dude.
off
I
his
don't
rocker.
believe in that. Like I'm like
You
good
think
on that.
but if you seek this person out too, like, and like, what about like when he asks you like the questionnaire and stuff?
I see it as kind of like a fortune teller. Like, of course, like anything that you say, if it's broad enough,
Sure.
that can apply.
Okay, well then.
Oh, it's the middle of summer. Do you have like an unexplained scratch or rash? Yeah, bug bit me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course.
Sure.
So like I am a skeptic to a T.
So what would, like, then that brings us to the other side of the coin. Like, what would make you believe it that it was aliens? Then, do you think?
I'd have to see
Like
a fucking
physical
alien.
contact.
Yeah.
Would you like if you know, like in the movie when she like goes into the bedroom and like she sees the figure and then it like disappears and the kid's there? If you saw that, would you think that you were hallucinating?
Hallucinating.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
So
Dude,
it would almost have to like physically touch.
It'd have to
you.
be in the.
You'd have to
not
be like
physically
here. You'd
touch.
be,
We'd
like,
have to be
you'd,
here.
like
Yeah.
look at it and you'd be like,
Yeah,
okay,
because dude, like every night I have this convex mirror right outside of my
Sure.
bedroom door.
Yeah.
So like I can look at it and it shows the entire living room.
Oh, okay.
Every night I think that there's somebody in my house. Like I like my eyes are always playing tricks on me. So I'm like, I'm good on that. Like
why don't you move that mirror?
I like it.
Ewy.
It looks good there.
Cover it, dude. And
Cover
with like
it.
a sheet.
Then
A
I'll think a
sheet that-
ghost is
close
coming to me.
close your door at night, dude.
That and then Frankie can't come in and out. And she gets pissed. She go
Ew.
and she try to get in.
That's ghost done.
She's the worst.
That's crazy.
Just kidding. I love her.
I believe that guy. I think, especially with the list of
I'm
everything.
gonna say, especially with his lisp.
the list
I'd believe
and
him.
with the like head thing.
Yeah,
And I think that like
that is kind of gross. It's like, why do we both have these things?
right.
Yeah,
And at this point, like, because let's just entertain the fact, like, let's say we went your route to begin with, right?
yeah,
So you had Pastor A over. He like he did his like little ritual thing, and then you like, but it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like obvious. So it's, in your mind, it would be like obvious that it wasn't one of those because you think it would have worked. So if
Yeah.
it didn't work, then you know it's not that technically. Let's say you could check that off the box, right? So like. To me, if you were at this stage, I think it would be easier to entertain the idea because it's like, well, we've exhausted, like a lot of stuff has happened to them at this point.
Yeah.
Right? So like we've exhausted a lot of things and a lot of weird things have happened, things that are inexplicable. So
Yeah.
like, so to me, like I would probably believe him. So it would take me ruling out ghosts and stuff in my own mind, at least, like, or as much as I was satisfied with,
Yeah.
like, you know, what we looked
make sure
into.
everything is square. Yeah,
But then I would probably like be more like, as he's saying, which we'll move on to this in a minute, but like, you know, I would start focusing on like, what do I need to do to like protect my house and my family?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying at that point, I wouldn't even really, I think like I wouldn't process really that it was aliens. I would be like,
Yeah.
okay, like what do I need to do? Like,
Yeah,
survive
there's a
this?
force
like, I don't
coming.
I don't
I
care
need
what
to, like,
it is.
deal
I
with
just need
this,
to
yeah.
deal with this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, you know what I mean? So I think it wouldn't hit me until like we were in the shit. It was
Oh, yeah.
happening, and then I'd be like, whoa, this is like an alien attack. You know, like,
this is actually
like
popping
this is
off,
wild. Yeah. Also, too, like not to be like this, but like it's so like no one calls the cops or like anything. Like you're like shooting a shotgun out it's a whole thing. Anyways, so yeah, so that would be my answer for that too. We touched base on this earlier, but like this is something that I was really thinking about, and when we were watching it together, I kept
Yeah.
mentioning how annoying this was for me. Like, but like again, like I hate bad partners. So like
Yeah.
the dude's a bad partner, the dad's a terrible partner. He's gaslighting the wife all the time. Okay, so like so if you're in her position, or you're like it's your wife that's doing that to you, or vice versa, or any partner, right?
yeah,
Like you're seeing all this shit and stuff's happening to your kids and stuff, and they just keep like being like that. They're like, you're crazy, this isn't happening. you just need to relax and you need to take a vacation. And you need to take
You know
time
how
off.
I feel when people tell me
Yeah,
to
like
just
just like
relax.
things like that where it's like messed up. I feel like after this, for me personally, so I'm kind of answering the question right now, but it's fine.
Go ahead.
But like for me personally, like I would think a lot less of this person after this.
Yeah.
Like it would be really difficult for me to not resent them in so many ways, and also like think long term, like how could you have not believed me? And like,
Yeah.
and honestly, it really took like an alien like touching you for you to believe me.
Literally.
Like I told you a million times, like I'm like losing my mind right now. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I don't have a job anymore. Like I have like the kids have bruises and so on. Like,
Dude.
and it took all of that for you to believe me. Like
Yeah.
out of it's me. Like, you know what I mean? Like out of anybody.
Yeah.
So like even just being the devil's advocate, because we'll get into this, but like even if you made it out alive or not. Like, let's say you did make it out alive. I feel like I'd leave your ass, like, immediately. Like,
Yeah.
I would be like, we took care of this. Like, we got through it. And, like, I'm grateful for that. But, like, I can't, like, you were terrible, like,
Yeah.
during this. And, like, that's such a tell of who you are as a person. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you let our kids get hurt. You know what I mean? Like, for sure. Like, repeatedly, right? So it's like, so I would do that. But what about you? Like, how would you feel? Or would you give them the benefit of the doubt? Like, are they human and they're scared? Because he is scared. He's super scared,
Yeah.
obviously.
My thing is, like, you didn't communicate that to me. Like, I can only take what's happening at face value.
Sure.
I can't, like, try to figure out why you're acting the way that you're acting. Like, you are treating me poorly. I'm in a relationship with somebody that is treating me poorly, like, black and white.
Sure.
Like, okay, like, I'm getting us through this situation and then we're parting ways.
Yeah.
Kind of what you said. It's like, get through this, handle the business, and then we're done.
I feel like this is like literally the best opportunity to show like what somebody's made of.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's not going to be
Like,
like
hey,
a better
something really
opportunity,
crazy is
hopefully.
happening. Let's
You know,
like really pull through. Show
Right.
support, be there, help, fight, win. Done.
Right, exactly. So that's how we both feel. That's good. I'm
Yeah.
glad that we're on the same page. That's
Yeah.
good. I think everybody can agree with us that's listening on that. This dude's a coward. He's a loser. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so
He starts
he actually takes it seriously though,
finally
because he's like scared. He's a
because
wimp.
a man told him what happened. He
Yeah.
wouldn't listen to a woman.
I know what
It-
an idiot. What
What
a
a
loser.
pig.
What a pig.
He goes out and does the
buys
most
one
American
shotgun.
thing possible. Buys one shotgun. What else is everyone else supposed to
Yeah,
do?
you got 4 family members. Like you and 3
Give
other
those
people.
kids guns.
I would.
I wouldn't.
I'd give them guns for sure.
No.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Not little Sammy.
And also like, at least give your wife a gun too.
No, she
Like,
needs
what?
a piece. She's
Yeah.
got.
And,
She's
like you need
scrappy.
Like, I would get at least like. You know the deal here. You're gonna have the primary, the secondary, and the melee.
and the oh shit.
yeah, like I'm about to like samurai sword this alien. If it gets too close, I gotta beep beep get it quick.
I'm gonna
you
take
know?
the samurai sword from the glass hell mansion from
Yeah,
13 Ghosts, and I'm gonna
have my replica Blade 2 samurai sword with the booby
I
trap
gotta- I
table. Yeah, dude, I don't play games.
I gotta.
Yeah,
so
dude.
it doesn't burst
And
my hands
I'll just
open.
unzip his ass, dude. I'll just unzip his ass from his
Dude, that sword fighting is some of the worst.
yeah,
in
dude. Belly button
movies.
up, baby. Whoop. Unzip him.
Times like these, I wish
Anyways,
I had a lightsaber.
so they buy this dog that's like super aggressive too.
that I agree with. Buy the dog.
Honestly, I don't. Leave the dog out of it. The dog doesn't
Oh.
even know you, and you don't like. You adopt that dog basically to die.
True.
Like I'm good. Like that's
sure.
messed up. Like protect. And what is he gonna do? Like honestly, like come
Be
on.
sweet, baby.
Yeah, that's just
That
messed
dog
up.
is so happy
Dude,
that it's out
Daniel's
of the pound.
a coward, dude. He's a
David?
No, it's Daniel. Daniel the hero.
It's David.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where? What do you say? Where did it say that?
David.
Down
Well,
here.
here. We'll go over here.
All right, guys, you ready for this? Is it Daniel or David? Daniel or David? Danny,
Where are we?
Danny or Davy? Danny or Davy?
What's going on here?
Davy Jones or Danny Glover?
Davy Jones.
Hurry,
Give me a
dude,
second.
hurry.
Dark skies. Everyone relax. Bobby. Daniel.
I am literally all knowing.
Who the hell is Bobby?
I am all knowing. It's Daniel, everybody. Ben was wrong.
I'm
Ben
an
was
idiot.
wrong. Ben.
When am I not wrong? Like, let's be real.
I'm not sure, dude. Honestly.
All right, whatever, Daniel. Piece of shit.
Anyway, so they also what they do is he like boards up the windows with wood.
because that's gonna keep an alien.
Dude,
race out.
so the aliens come, obviously, right? So like the aliens come, but like he boards up the wood and like they unscrew the screws.
Yeah, they don't use brute force. They're just
Of
like
the wood, and it just goes beep, and it just falls out. And they just falls, and then he just shoots.
Easy.
There's like white Jesus light that comes through the window or the
that could
door.
be Daddy Jesus out
Right, it
there.
could easily be Daddy Jesus, and one sandal steps into his house. No, I'm just gonna like out of the
Pow!
one gladiator sandal. So the light shines and he just shoots his shotgun, and you can hear him hit his neighbor's window and it shatters. I don't know if you caught that or not.
Yeah.
But he shoots it and you can hear it echo through the neighborhood and like go. And it's like, okay, so you just
killed his next door
yeah,
neighbor.
you don't even know what happened. What if that was the police? what if they unscrewed it with their mental powers? And then, I'm just kidding. Anyways, Daddy
I'm gonna
Jesus
leave that
comes
be.
in.
Daddy Jesus.
Comes in, and then no, so nothing happens, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
shoots the gun, nothing happens.
nothing happens, and then they start hiding through the house. He's a coward. He doesn't know how to shoot a gun, and he also doesn't protect his family. And literally, anyway,
I don't think just because you don't know how to shoot a gun means you're a coward.
The thing that bothers me
He's
too
an
is like, I don't know if you
uneducated
noticed
coward.
this, but like everyone just kind of disperses.
Yeah.
and it's like, did you not like talk about a plan?
No,
you didn't
of
talk
course they
about like
didn't.
when you had to leave the first room that you're in, like
Yeah.
that's closest to the door. Like, so they
boarded themselves in. They didn't come up with an escape route. They didn't come up with okay, if shit happens, meet us here.
Right.
Like we even had that when I worked at Target.
Yeah,
Like
you have to definitely have a plan B.
yeah, you
In
have
an
to
alien
have.
invasion. Like you should have plan D. Like you should be like, that's insane.
Should go all the way down to plan
They
Z.
end up in the fucking like master bedroom or something.
Yeah, they end up in the bedroom.
holding each other like idiots. Like, like, what are you doing? Like, what do you think is like? I don't know. Anyways, so like, and the cool thing about this scene too is they're kind of like messing with their minds.
Oh
too.
yeah.
So like, I personally, I don't know what you were thinking, but like, I thought they were going for Sam all day.
Yeah.
All
Well, the
day.
entire movie they're setting it
They
up where
really
they're like
messed with
messing
Sam.
with Sammy.
Yeah, they like really messed with Sam.
like at one point he's just like standing in the middle of a park with all of his friends. He pisses his pants and then just starts screaming.
Like a lot.
And honestly, been there, done that, but it's like
Ben
this
and I
poor
both
boy.
talked about it. We would both slap him.
I'd be like, shush.
Just to, I would jar
Quiet.
him, just to wing him, just jar him one time, pop on the side of the head.
Give him a shake.
I would just give him a little open pop, just on the side of the head.
God. And
It wouldn't hurt him. It would just kind of stun him. Yeah, exactly. It would stun him, dude.
Set phasers to stun.
Anyways,
Bitch.
but the thing that's messed up is so they're messing with Jesse, the older brother's head while this is all happening,
Yeah.
and he hallucinates. And basically the way that they do it, which is really fascinating, is that they do it to the point where he wanders away from his family into the hallway.
Yeah.
And then they like pounce on him because he's separated from the flock,
Yeah.
basically.
They separate Jesse and they end up like taking
They
him.
just take
He's
his ass.
gone.
He's gone, and he like turns into like a piece of cardboard, and then like goes away. Did you notice that he like flattens out and then just
Ew.
disappears? It's weird.
Easier for travel.
Yeah. So he just goes, and it's whatever. And then what we realized, because they kind of do a flashback situation where like they in the beginning of the movie, throughout the movie, they were actually talking about when Jesse was younger, he got really sick all
He was
the time.
always sick, always had these
Yeah,
issues.
and he had allergies and like all this stuff, and then you come to realize he was actually the first kid.
Yeah,
that
they
messed
contacted
with
him first
like
when he
forever
was a
ago. Like
kid,
he's a
yeah.
baby. Like
Yeah.
he had, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it kind of hits you hard at the end there because
Exactly.
you know, and it's tricky because like what I was talking to Ben about, and then we agreed on too, is like it's not like if your kid was kidnapped by a person over time, like you would have to be like they're probably dead, like. You know, like it's like that first 48 hours.
I was going to say
thing.
it's the first 48 hours.
They're probably dead, like realistically. Like most people that go missing after a few days, like they're probably going to be dead. Like
Sorry
that's
about
sad as
Yeah.
hell, honestly, but it's just how it is. Like, so like, or like, let's say your kid gets like killed. Like your
Yeah.
kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if your kid gets kidnapped, there might be a hope you might even get them back because like they're here and like the police might do the I don't know, like something might happen. Like who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe it's a ransom. You don't know, right? Like at first. So, but with this, like when you watch him get taken by these, they're gross aliens too. Like they look gross.
I can't remember what like the technical term is, but they're like the stereotypical like big
The Greys.
The Greys, yeah.
Yeah.
How you spell gray? Gray or grey?
I do an E because I'm Italiano.
I do an E because I think it's special.
It is special.
Speciale.
But the worst part about this one is like you don't know where he is. He's in like space.
Yeah.
And like he could be
He
getting
could be in a different
tested on
dimension. Oh,
and like
they're
tortured.
poking and prodding, dude.
Yeah, like and they could just keep him alive forever and just like fuck with him and like just it would be the worst. Or he could be dead, or he could be like who knows you have no idea because at this point the possibilities are endless because aliens took your son.
Yeah.
No one's gonna believe you either. By the way, like literally no one. Yeah. So, and then what happens at the end? You talk about that,
dude. And the weirdest like shift of energy.
Yeah.
So all this happens. It kind of fades to black. Out of nowhere, the family just moves. They move into an apartment, and they're like, "We're done. Like it's okay. Jesse's gone. Whatever." And I'm like, "What?"
You couldn't move on like that. You would have.
And I will say, like, there is a shot where like they show Daniel, and he kind of has one of those like conspiracy walls with the red string and everything.
Sure.
Like, I think they are trying to find their son, but I just feel like it's like. I get trying to get out of there, but like my first call would be to J.K. Simmons. I'd say, all right, motherfucker, you found out this is happening. Get him back. We got to get him back. Let's go. I'm not taking no for an answer. This is the first kid we're rescuing. Let's go.
That's a smart way to
like
do
if
it.
you know the most about this out of anybody, put that shit to the test. Let's go.
Yeah. No, I get
so
that.
I would do that. But
try.
yeah. They just end up like moving away. It's like no big deal. And they're like kind of going through like a box of their stuff. They're like moving in. And they find this walkie-talkie that the two sons, they would like talk to each other on the walkie-talkie from their bedrooms and stuff. And they're just like looking at the walkie-talkie like, oh, our son is gone, sad.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, the walkie-talkie starts like staticking. And then you hear Jesse like screaming.
He's like,
like, Sam, Mom, Dad. Yeah. And he's like screaming. Black screen, credits roll, and it's done.
Credits roll and the Whisper song by the Yin Yang Twins comes on. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper. Yeah.
I wish. But yeah, it was
I
kind
love
of crazy.
that it ended like that.
It was cool.
I love like devastating
bleak endings.
Yes.
It's good. It's sad. That's life, dude. You can't do shit about aliens. They're gonna take your babies.
Oh, they're gone.
They're gonna eat your kids. Anyways,
climbing in your window.
that is actually a good starter for the next question, or the last question, if you will. Because like if you were a parent and you like heard that like over the mic with your kid, like because you kind of just dove into like a cool idea that we didn't talk about, where you were talking about how you would reach out to J.K. Simmons. Yeah. Would that fuel you to do that, or would you be like totally messed? You would just be like beside yourself, like you
like I think we're both kind of the same level of Stranger Things fan, but like it's exactly like when Joyce like sets up the Christmas lights and gets like communication from Will. Yeah. Like it would set a fire under my ass. Like he is somewhere where he can get into communication with us. Yeah. We need to now like, okay, what would work over radio? How do we get this? It would fuel me for sure. I'm not a quitter. I'm a fighter when it comes to shit like that. And I'm like, we got to figure this out. We got to go.
For sure.
I'm a mama bear. I protect my cubs.
Wow, dude. You're a daddy god.
Daddy god. I'm so bummed that I told you about that phenomenon because now you're going to say it all the time. I'm going
to get underwear with that on the band.
Daddy God?
Yeah. No, Calvin Klein.
You're a Calvin Klein guy.
Sponsored by Calvin Klein.
I wish. They got money to throw at us.
I wish, dude. If I heard that on the walkie-talkie, I think initially I would be a little bit beside myself, because the thing is like, this is the problem with this situation is like, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here.
Go ahead.
But like, even if you got help from J.K. Simmons, like, and let's say just hypothetically you got in contact with him, it's not like you're traveling to space to go get him.
True.
How are you going to get him? If we're talking about aliens, he's gone. Like, he is gone. Like, you could definitely... The thing that would be hard is, like, if you open communication, the best thing that you could possibly hope for in that situation...
A little switcheroo.
No, is you would just be able to talk to him every so often.
I'd be like, take
until
Sammy
he got eventually probably died, or he's lost his mic, or it didn't work anymore.
Lost his mic.
Yeah, dude, they took it from him. They're like, no more cell phones in this jail, dude.
True.
No more personal conjugal calls.
Gross. They did a cell phone sweep.
Yeah, exactly. He got through the metal detector, and they're like, nah, man, no
took his Palm Pilot.
No cameras.
No camera.
So I would feel like I would try my hardest to openly communicate with him for as long as possible, but it would be really terrible the whole time. Because you would know you couldn't really save him. Like, you couldn't really save him. This isn't like a movie at this point. Like, you would at best... And the thing that's crazy about it, again, is, like, you couldn't even, like, honor your son because, like, you couldn't tell people what happened to him.
Exactly. Like, what happened to him?
He went missing.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, no, he didn't. He was taken. I saw it.
Well, and that's
like,
the
you know
thing.
what I mean?
I feel like
yeah,
if you started
like,
telling people he went missing, then they would judge you and think you're a bad parent.
Yeah, or
like,
they'd
well, you need to
accuse
find
you of
him.
killing
It's like,
him and burying his
listen,
body
dude, he's
somewhere.
fucking in space. How am I supposed to get him? Call the Avengers?
He's on a
No.
spaceship. Yeah, dude, he's going around the world right now. He's on Mars. I don't know. Yeah, so it was a good movie. I would definitely highly recommend that type of movie. It was great. It was solid.
Wild.
It was not your typical sci-fi thriller. It was really good.
No.
Really pleasantly surprising. If before I mention this, but everybody should download the app Tubi. Tubi is
really quick. We're going on to our sponsored portion of the podcast by Tubi.
Tubi is TUBI, and it's an app that you can download on your TV. It's free, and there's like very minimal ads on it, and they have honestly an incredible.
I hate ads, and they have minimal.
Yeah,
ads.
they have an incredible amount of movies on there that are really good movies, and this movie that we're doing next week is on it. I would highly recommend watching it. It's really, really good.
They have a lot of like Halloween movies, which is nice.
Yes, the movie is called Arachnophobia, which of course is the phobia of spiders. If you're afraid of spiders and you don't want to watch it, you need to man up and watch it because like this movie is really good. It's good because
you know
say
what? That to Casey Taylor?
Oh yeah.
She has the most physical, visceral reaction to spiders.
It's okay. Spiders are wonderful creatures. First of all, second of all, the movie is not scary. It's like a horror comedy, so it's fun. Jeff Daniels is in it.
Which is
Jeff
wild
Daniels
to
is
me.
Harry in Dumb and Dumber. If anyone doesn't know who Jeff Daniels is,
that's not Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and he's a wonderful actor, and he also is an actor that is from and lives in Michigan still.
Which is why, Ann Arbor?
Ann Arbor, I believe.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. He's very underrated, and it's a really, really good movie.
I'm excited to watch it.
It'll be Ben's first time watching it, I think, right?
Yeah, I've seen clips of it here and there.
It is one of my, I would say my top 5 horror movies of all time.
You do love Arachnophobia.
I love it.
It's always
I love it because we'll talk about it more, obviously, but they use real spiders instead, so it's, really, really intense. It's cool. It's really well done.
It's not like Aragog, King of the Spiders.
Super fun.
It's more real because
fun.
they're real spiders. Yeah.
It's a great one. But again, it's on Tubi. Highly recommend it. Don't just download the app for the movie. Download it for the movies. They have a lot of good stuff.
It is a great app. Yeah. I even downloaded it, and I'm a person who will pay a lot of money to not see ads, and I'm okay with. It's
cool.
Yeah, the ads are so quick. Yeah,
and it's just enough for me. Sometimes when I'm off, it'll be okay, cool. I can get up and get a bottle of water.
Yeah.
It's 30 seconds.
Back in the old
so I'm
days,
let's go get a bottle.
You
of
gotta
water.
run. Yeah.
So I'll go to the bathroom or whatever. But it's legit, and it's definitely worth it. So definitely do that. Is there anything else that you need to mention beforehand?
I don't think so. I think we're sitting good.
Yeah,
this was a good one.
It was a good one, and I would say definitely watch Dark Skies, and let us know what you think. Yeah. And stay tuned for Arachnophobia. I'm really excited.
Which
about
is
that
wild.
one.
Can we just talk about Arachnophobia is going to be number 4 of 5? We're
crushing
hauling through these, and I'm really happy with them.
It's fun.
I hope everyone else is enjoying it too. They're
if you do, like I said, I'd like to do that for Christmas for sure.
Yeah,
because there's so many dope Christmas movies.
We already started maybe planning it out.
Yes. So that would be good. But let us know what you think for sure. And we'll talk to you later.
Is that it?
Thank you for listening. Yes. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. And good job, Ben Preston. Good job, Craig.
Craig.
All right. Good night.
World. Good night.